Okay, let's talk a little bit about some enhancements we can make. Notice here I have two blade helis here. And you may say, whoa, why you have a second one here? I actually bought the second one for parts. If you do an analysis on what you pay for the individual parts, and if these servos go out and the various parts on there, you'll find that you can pick a whole brand new unit up for a lot less money. I mean, significantly, 3 to 4 times less money. So I know I'm going to need blades eventually. I know I'm going to need all the pieces in the blade assembly, these linkage, everything, servos. So I just went ahead and bought a whole unit, and in the long run, I'm sure I'll save money. Motors go out, so I'll just cannibalize that. Again, it's hard to sell to the wife maybe that you're going to spend the money on a second one and use it as parts, but do a spreadsheet and you'll see pretty quickly that over time you're going to save a lot of money. Since I've had some experience with crashing, and I told you I had already had to epoxy this part, I decided to get some spares out there that are going to be a little more rugged. One of the first things I did was, since I broke the swash plate on the very first time I flew, I went ahead and got a third-party aluminum swash plate, and it never has broken since. That was a really nice piece. I think they come in a couple different colors. I believe this is the MicroHeli brand. There's several different brands out there on the web. Just look them up. And I've kind of stuck with the MicroHeli parts, but it's up to you, whatever you like. Now, the second thing I bought was, remember these are breaking off, I bought the MicroHeli Frame Upgrade, and you should be able to see the difference, but there's the plastic frame there, and this frame is a carbon fiber frame unit. And number one, it's going to be stronger and last longer. But the thing that I liked about it was the canopy pins are replaceable. So when I do bust those off, instead of trying to do the epoxy job, I can actually replace those pins, and they can come in a little bag, and you get new pins for it as often as you break them. So that to me was going to be a long-term cost savings. So I decided to replace the frame there. Now I have, even though it's carbon fiber, I have actually cracked the frame on some hard hits, and it broke right at about this screw here. But they sell parts to the frame, so again, I've got some spares of these, so when I break them, I can just quickly change it out and be flying all around the house again. The other thing that you've got to watch, of course, when you're disassembling this, it's like putting a new frame on. You think, oh geez, that looks pretty complicated in there, depending on your skill level, of course. But as you're pulling these apart, I went ahead and just made up a real quick chart to myself where the wires go, so that I always have this now. I put it in my book, so I'd really recommend doing that. But it's pretty quick, pretty easy, and don't be afraid of pulling it apart and replacing the frame. Now, one of the things when I was doing the frame replacement, it has a little piece where the tail connects in. Okay, now I put it in there, and I screwed one side in, got it good and tight, and then I went to the other side, screwed it in, and got pretty darn tight, and went all the way. I just gave it one more twist and ended up stripping it out. So I was like, I had to go immediately order some of these. I think they come in 2 packs or something like that. and wait my 3 or 4 days to get them in. But I got the new ones in and stripped it out again immediately. And what it is when you put this together, see how this kind of pinches in as this closes up. So what I ended up doing was, when I put this piece in, I get both screws on both sides started and get them pretty close, but then the final turns I go on both sides and just slowly go up to a good snug fit where it feels good and snug and don't over tighten. Bringing them both in together, I think, is better than having the one side having to pull over to the other side. Cause stripping and potentially breakage. So that's just a little tip of how to put that particular piece in.